Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform to become your spiritual server. And welcome to your daily Adept report for today, May 22nd of 2018. Thank you so much for joining me. And let's dive a bit into the cards and see what we have in store for today. Well, we do have the moon that shifts into Virgo, so this is going to make everything very analytical, and you're going to be really focused on all the fine details of your life. We also have Jupiter and Neptune coming more into this trine, and we do have also just we're coming up on this. We actually are just coming off of the first quarter moon, so this is definitely a time of growth, and I think this is a time of rapid growth too. I think we're all experiencing it, and it can be a little uncomfortable breaking out of the former shell of who we are and coming more into this new reality, right? So for the overall theme of the story today, by the way, I am using a new deck. This is the Shadowscapes Tarot. We actually have the Magician. So this is really signaling that today, especially, and every day really, but today the universe is really telling you and really wanting to communicate to you that you are the magician. You have all the power within you. You can create your reality the way that you want. I think a lot of times we outsource our power. We outsource our powers to other people, to our bosses, to family, friends, institutions, society as a whole, social media. We outsource our power, and then we allow those energies to really dictate our manifestations. But really, we are the magician. We are so powerful, and we are able to create life in the way that we want it. But sometimes we get so caught up on the external drama of what's happening. I'm going to hold these two cards up together just because I think it's interesting that we have the inception of the story, the exposition of the story as the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the inciting action as the King of Swords. And I really think these two go hand in hand. And for me, in the terms of this reading, I don't think these are particular people. I think these are energies. I think this is Taurus energy. I think this is Aquarius energy. And the reason why I really feel that way, yes, we do have Mars, which is in Aquarius, and now we have Uranus. The sun just left Taurus, and we also have Mercury in Taurus. But really, I think these are just the energies. I don't think these are necessarily planets. I think we have Mother Gaia here, wanting to nurture us, and wanting us to nurture ourselves. And we also have Aquarius here, which is wanting to figure things out, and to sort of fix things too. We have to remember that Mars is here, and the South Node is here though. But we have to try and strike some type of balance, I believe, between these energies. And today, that's really going to come more to a head, is how can we balance these energies? How can we balance, this divine feminine energy and this divine masculine energy? Not to say that the divine feminine and masculine are restricted to just these two signs. I just think that these are the main two signs that are coming forth today. I believe that really is Taurus energy. How can we really begin to value ourselves? How can we really begin to show more value for Earth, Mother Gaia? What can we do to really reflect this? And then we also have the Aquarius energy. So how can we innovate who we are? How can we move forward how can we look forward to the future? I think this is also looking forward to the future. I think a lot of times we do get stuck on the past, and sometimes we get anxious about the future because we don't know what's going to happen. But how can we embrace, I really feel like this is like learning how to embrace who we are in the current moment, so we can learn how to embrace the future more, learn how to embrace what is to come, because I feel like truthfully, we are living in the most miraculous times, and this is a time of great growth and expansion. For the rising action, we actually have the Eight of Cups. So this is signaling that the best way to really strike harmony between these two energies, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, we really have to take ourselves out of the external world for a bit and dive into our inner world. The Eight of Cups is usually when you're leaving behind a certain situation, you're leaving behind something because you're looking for a deeper depth of experience. You're looking for something that really, really actually resonates with your soul, with that deep core frequency. We have this mermaid and she's swimming down, and she's holding this cup, and she has even a light to guide her. I think what happens is that a lot of times we are afraid to dive down into those depths. And this is the Eight of Cups, so this definitely could be signaling actually Jupiter and Scorpio. It could also be Neptune and Pisces, and the Sun has just shifted into, the Sun, excuse me, is in Gemini. I was about to say it was in Cancer, but we're not quite there yet. But anyways, this is really about us having the courage to dive into those depths and to dive more into our inner world so we can bring out these deeper truths that are really going to help to expand who we are, really is going to help to show us just how abundant we really are. But doing so is going to require some courage. For the climax of the story of today, we actually have the Ten of Swords, which means that some type of delusion is coming to an end. This could be a thought pattern, this could be a situation, this could be really anything. I am seeing it more as a thought pattern. I'm seeing this more as a way that you communicate to yourself and others that is coming to an end, that no longer satisfies you and no longer works. The Ten of Swords appearing in the climax part means that we are really having to do this deep let go of something that is holding us back, something that has impaled us. And I think a lot of times what it is are these judgments on ourselves. I think a lot of times we push judgments on other people based off of like how we feel about ourselves. And I struggle with this too. I think we all struggle with this. I do my best to not judge other people, but I catch myself doing it. So we all have to realize that which we see reflected on the outside is also reflected within. So you definitely check how you are talking to yourself today. Definitely observe and examine how you're talking to others, and observe and examine what judgments you place on yourself today, because these judgments are unfair. You are growing, you're evolving, you're expanding. You can't expect yourself to be perfect. You can't expect yourself to get it overnight. I think that's what happens a lot of time, especially those of us within this new age spiritual community. There's so many people striving for this perfection, this spiritual perfection, because we want to eliminate suffering. But things are going to happen. There are deaths and rebirths. There are transformations always, no matter where you are on the spiritual path. The Dalai Lama has transformation. The Dalai Lama probably has good days and bad days. Or he probably has good days and better days, but we all are going through it. So we have to realize that we have to let go of any type of judgments and resentments that we have towards ourselves, so we can release those and not have them on other people. We have to try and strike this balance between the divine feminine and divine masculine energies. Learn how to dive into ourselves. Learn how to really, dive into our spirituality and really listen to our inner voice. And then just let go of all of these old voices that just don't really serve us anymore. We have, as the following action, we have the Chariot card. So this is actually, like I said, it's going to require courage and a strong will to overcome these obstacles today. But this is also a card at arriving. This is a card of, like I said, you are overcoming these fears, these anxieties. Your will is strong, your light is bright, you're able to guide yourself, you're able to move forward in a positive direction, and with this positive and powerful aura that is really undeniable. So it's like today we're going to dive into ourselves and realize that we have to let go of something, and then upon letting go of that, we really are going to start to feel more empowered to really move things forward. And interesting enough that for the following act, or for the resolution, we actually have the Two of Cups. So this is very powerful. This is actually the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords at the end of this coming together and really sharing in this emotional harmony and this emotional intelligence and really connecting to each other and really just feeling more at one. We have to remember that Venus is in Cancer right now. So that's really what this could be signaling to. This could also be signaling to that maybe if you are partnered up, maybe you and your partner have some type of argument today. And you're going to have to, in order to resolve this argument, really, you're going to have to kind of go your separate ways for just a moment, dive into yourself, and then really begin to pull out, all right, within me, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords, where do they need to come together? Where do they need to kind of make up? Where do they need to come more, and what things they need to let go of so they can, resonate at their higher frequency. I think this is each of us, we're going to experience maybe some type of conflict with somebody. It could be a lover, it could be just be a friend, a family member, colleagues at work. But it's like the best way to solve whatever argument, whatever friction comes up today, is not to really try and just hash it out in that moment. It's really to kind of go your separate ways, to dive within yourself, release whatever needs to be released, and then realize that you definitely have the strength and the powers to make it through anything. And I think if you do that, and if you realize that, it most certainly is worth it to, it is most certainly worth it, like I said, with the Two of Cups, that this thing actually can be harmonized. So whatever, like I said, argument that you might find yourself in today, or what that you have within you, it can be harmonized, and it will be harmonized. We have the writer of this reading as the Nine of Swords. So this is someone who is preparing for battle. This is someone who's preparing and has their resources gathered and realizes that they can manifest anything, but it's also someone who is preparing for things to happen. You're kind of like on guard, but in a more confident way. The Nine of Swords is someone who is confident that they can make it through anything. So the Nine of Swords combined with the Chariot in the terms of this deck, not only that, but just remembering that you are the Magician, and that being the overall theme. Whatever type of conflict comes up today that allows you or forces you to really dive within, to let go of some old limiting belief or some limiting thought process, is really going to allow you to harmonize this divine feminine and divine masculine within you. And you're going to come to a deeper emotional understanding of who you are and even who other people are. And you're really going to begin to feel more and more of this transformation. Like I said, this has been a year of deep transformation, and it's been a rather fast year of transformation. It hasn't been the most comfortable, but I think today, what you want to keep in mind is, like I said, the moon is in Virgo, so we're going to be looking at all the final details, and we're going to be. You want to make sure that. Yeah, you might be a little bit more of it in a hypercritical mode, but just remember that, go at your own pace. Go at your own pace. Wow, my countryness just cut out. My country accent almost came out. I don't have a country accent. It just randomly comes out, but it almost came out right there. But go at your own pace. You're not following anyone's timeline but your own. Just do things the way you want to do it. Follow your heart, follow your gut, and just realize that, you will be okay. You don't have to try and make it overnight. You don't have to try and be perfect overnight. This is not really about perfection. This is really about taking things step by step, day by day, making some type of change every day, and realize that you are evolving, you're growing, you're morphing, and you're always going to be doing this. But I think a lot of times people really focus so hard on the destination and they forget about the journey. And it's funny because the destination itself is just another step in the journey, because there's always going to be more to experience. There's always going to be more that our imagination wants to, that our spirit wants to experience through what we imagine. So we have to remember that. But like I said, go at your own pace. You are fine, you are amazing, you're beautiful, you got this. And, whatever is let go of today, it's definitely for the better, because you're going to be feeling more harmonious within you. And thus, you will begin to experience more harmonious relationships in the outside world. That is it for your reading today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below to the Aquarian Adepts. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.